people for a minute. I want to talk about something that came to me that I had to be reminded of via spirit. So I just want to share with the people, So I want to title this segment as how important is humility in regards to your service to others? How important is humility in regards to your service to others? A lot of us are inclined to, just have good hearts. So we giving and we loving and we kind, and it makes us feel good. And it makes those who we do those things to feel good as well. A lot of us, we are taken on a role as servants of the Spirit, and we feel that our calling is one of helping the people, liberating the people, loving on the people, teaching the people, feeding the people. Whatever the case may be, our calling is to serve the people. I just think it's very important to have humility. Someone gave me a thought on never think that you are the only means for a cause to come into fruition or to have its completion. You always want to move in humility. It's an honor to be used by God. It's an honor to be used by Spirit. God don't need you. Spirit don't need you neither. One of my favorite scriptures, when Jesus was speaking, I forget the exact scripture. I should have looked it up before I made this video. But one of my favorite things that Jesus said one day when the scribes and the Pharisees was talking to him, and they said something of the nature of, we are the children of God, or we are the children of Abraham, something of that sort. And he replied saying, God can lift up the children of Israel from these stones. We want to be humble. When we get an assignment, we want to make sure that we're honored and humble to be able to be used in that way. And pray that, we can complete that assignment successfully. You ain't the only way for it to get done. And if you act like you don't know, you being too lazy or your heart condition is not in the right condition to be used by Spirit, someone else will be chosen. Just be grateful that you were chosen, and have faith that everything you need to get the job done gonna be provided for you, And I just think those of us who are leaders, the lovers, the priests, the healers, we don't never want to let our gifts of service or our gifts of mercy or whatever the case may be, we don't never want to let it go to our heads and start thinking that, start getting hardy like, you need me. I'm the piece. I'm the reason why everything gonna get back better. It's like a man who has a woman and he's trying to, or vice versa, and he's trying to make your mate believe that if you ain't got me, you ain't gonna never have nobody that can do you. Like, if you want that happiness, it's gonna have to be me. Nah. If you mess up, somebody else gonna come and do the job right. It's gonna get done. If it's God willing, it's gonna get done. So my grandmother taught me that too when I went to go live with her for a year after my grandfather passed. And she kind of taught me that. I was like, something would go wrong. Like somebody say they're gonna do something and didn't come through. There was a lot of stuff going on when we first moved into the house. And my grandma used to always be calm because she said, if they don't do it, God will get somebody else to do it. Like it's gonna get done. That's a good way to think about anything. That's nothing. You really don't possess anything. If you have a child, that's not your child. that child didn't come from you. That child came through you. You know? That child don't belong to you. That child belongs to God. You know, that's not your child. That's God's child. God just using you to care for the child. So you say, okay, God placed this child in my care. How can I care for God's child in a way that is pleasing to God? How can I follow the Spirit in that accord? In the same way when it comes to a mate or a position or any type of thing, anything that involves you caring or servicing others, you were just chosen to care for something that belongs to Source. You know? Me and my queen, I had to shift my thinking from this my woman, this my queen, to being like, hey, anything God give you, you're going to have to give back one day, you know? So while she's in my care, let me care for her in a way that's pleasing to God, that's pleasing to Spirit. Now I'm able to move in a more humble way. And you're less likely to become toxic. You're less likely to let your ego get the best of you. Next thing you know, instead of becoming a blessing to somebody, you a curse. You know, even with our own bodies. This not your body. You keep walking around, you know, doing, and I'm the same, you know, steady doing things that's opposite of what's best for the body, because you feel like this your body, you can do whatever you want. It ain't your body. It ain't your body. You borrowing this body. And if you stop looking, this ain't your planet. You borrowing this planet. You just so happen to be in the planet, so happen to be in the care of you. This body's just so happen to be in the care of you. And if you can walk in a more humble way, you can actually make good use of it. And you can take care of it. And, you know, you can actually produce more fruit. So instead of getting to about 40, 50, or maybe younger and start having a bunch of health problems, or us complaining about the ozone layer, we can start just treating the things in our care with care. Realizing that it's not ours to begin with. And being humbled and honored to be in a position to allow God, to allow Spirit to move through us. So that's why I want to leave with y'all. To just try to, humility is key. You know, a lot of people, when they hear the word humility, I don't know how long Instagram videos can be, but a lot of people, when they hear the word humility, they get discouraged. Because they feel like humility means to lower yourself, but it does. Because how does a puzzle piece become one with the all unless it lowers itself? And if you've been gifted with so many spiritual gifts, you don't need to exalt yourself. You're already exalted. There's no more exaltation to happen. You're already in the place of exaltation. Humble yourself. It's an honor for me to be alive. It's an honor for me to be able to go up to people and love on them. How can I not? It's an honor to be able to have this mind that I have, to have the gifts I have. I'm humble. I'm humble. So let's continue to move in that spirit. This prideful, egoic spirit ain't good for none of us. Especially if you got spiritual gifts, you gotta be careful. Because that pride, it ruin everything. And everything will come crashing down. These are facts. Peace to y'all. I love y'all. It's a beautiful day. Amazing day. I hope that I can continue on being productive today, and I hope y'all can too. Using every moment, every second I have, just being appreciative, being grateful, and spreading good vibes, man. So I love y'all. Peace.